Yay! Hello.
Ciao.
Welcome. Yay, Sophia. It's so great to see you.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
Thank you. I am excited about our conversation today. We're here with Sophia Leva-Marie, a beautiful friend and colleague of mine, where we're both meeting the realm of bringing sexual empowerment into the world. And we've been noticing things arising as I'm now communicating a bit about this program, which I'm excited to share more about, Claiming Your Sacred Sexual Shamanic Self, a 3-month leadership and sexual empowerment program that, as I've been communicating and in conversations with people about it and colleagues and teachers about it, noticing these themes, different themes that are coming up. And one of them in particular that we wanted to just share conversation today about is this way in which, as we're meeting our journey in the world, many of us feel really good and confident about so much. Like, I got this, right? I'm sharing my work in some way, whatever that may look like, or I feel really confident in this one area of my life. And then when it comes down to like either the deep dark places, like whoa, like the emotional that kind of calls us in, really kind of we lose a little of our presence. We lose our capacity to meet that. It becomes scary, and sometimes it's simply the deep space of our sexual energy, of our love and pleasure with our partners, and how like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I felt super confident here, and now I'm like this giddy 13-year-old that doesn't exactly, insecure and not knowing what to do again.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm noticing a little bit of that. I've noticed it in myself, and as I'm hearing from people, what are your thoughts? What's emerging for you?
Well, we kind of work in the same realm. We work with coaches and entrepreneurs and those who are really wanting to make an impact on the world. And when I kind of feel into what's coming up, it's about freedom. So like the freedom within yourself to express this energy fully, because we want to bring that forth. We want to bring that forward both in our own lives and in our businesses, and then have our clients be able to translate that energy. And yet sometimes we look at like this maelstrom of emotion and it's a little daunting, maybe, like, okay, am I going to get lost in this? Like, I know there's like the shadow pieces, and I know there's like history in there. And, for myself, I had trauma and abuse. I'm like, okay, what don't I know about that? And, all these different things. So it's like, how do we actually cultivate this freedom with the energy and dancing with that energy and bring that through us, and then be able to have it flow through our clients so that they can then replicate that for their own lives and journeys.
Beautifully. Yeah. Freedom. Creating that space, the container of possibility that creates that freedom. That's what comes to me as you say freedom. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, it's so, what is that safe space? What is that container, that way in which we create some structure that we can lean into, and go, oh, okay, now from here, from this place, I know I got me, or I know I'm held in my relational space, whether that's with my lover or partner or a teacher, a guide, or a coach, that like we can co-create that freedom through making the space for the stuff that's scary to look at to be seen, and to do it in a way that's not terrorizing. That's not like I'm diving head first back into like the bonfire of old trauma, which I felt that, and that's not a fun way to meet it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be met that way, right? Like, we can gently go back into these places and really create the structure of freedom in the like, this little piece now, I'm ready to, my body feels resourced in this way so that I can meet this right now. Yes. and it doesn't need to be anything more than that. It can be this right now.
Right.
And let it have some space to move, like to create that freedom that you're describing, so that that little bit of a structure of space gives us the freedom of, yeah, I got this. Ooh. Yeah.
And sometimes it seems paradoxical, like we need a container to feel free.
Uh-huh.
Yet it's, I think of like raising children, like there's actually more of a feeling of safety and care and love when there actually is structure. And structure is fluid, like it's meeting you where you are in that moment, but it's always coming from a solid place of foundation. And it's so helpful when you have someone who's objective, that's not in the pattern, that's not in the habit, that can actually see the 360-degree view and can like zoom out, whereas we're so often in it that we're like, nope, that's not how it is. Or when it's pointed out, it's like, F you.
Yes. Right. I've so seen myself in that, fighting it. Like, no, you can't tell me that that's what it is. Oh, damn it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. So we can go into that energy, but it's like someone holding you. I kind of, the picture that drops into mind is that trust exercise. When you lean back, someone's there to catch you. So it's like the entire universe is willing to catch you and is offering you a physical person to actually embody that support.
Yeah. Thank you. And that feels so deeply spiraled into this program that I'm offering, and what I feel is the theme with it, the core, my prayer, my wish for people is to really feel good about feeling good, instead of the like, oh, I feel good, but I'm not allowed to feel good. I feel good, but I'm a bad girl for feeling good, which is some story I've had. But that community. So as I hear you describe resting into the support of the earth or the person, what I've seen and what my new offering is bringing in at a new level is my own journey with community. Like, oh, we really don't have to do this alone. Like, yay, Sophia, thank you for joining me today. Like, I have such gratitude that I don't have to do this alone. Like, that we can engage and support each other and step into and co-create communities where we got each other's back. And that's what I'm really seeing alive in Claiming Your Sacred Sexual Shamanic Self, this 3-month leadership program that's for sex educators and somatic professionals. It's like those of us who are feeling called in this work, whether we're body workers or therapists, counselors, coaches, any realm of the way that we're meeting sexuality and intimacy and offering that through us in the world somehow. Like, how can we come together as community? I know I've felt alone in that realm a lot. And as I've found and connected with tribe, with people that I feel are allies, and yes, like, wow, my own capacity to really trust my power and trust my soul work and the offerings that I have moving through me is building, and is a part of the root of clarification that really was bringing this program forward for me, was making that connection in community. And so this program itself is about, let's come together as a community, create the container that's very focused on, yes, those of us in this realm of sexuality education and somatic professionals, to really deeply go into that place of connecting with our soul purpose, connecting with clarity and joy, with like how and what is moving through us in the world for ourselves and for the people we meet, to co-create that culture that we're all like, a culture of deep love and respect for our bodies, our own bodies, and each other, and nature and the world, the planet, that community of culture, that we are all in this together and everything's going to be okay.
Yes. And that's a beautiful truth that really wants to be pinpointed, is that you don't have to do it alone. So often we think we have to do it alone, like, especially in the Western culture, it's like, make it happen. You're the one it depends on. And it comes together with the spiritual principle that where two or more are gathered, their spirit comes. So when you actually get to come together in community, then you actually get to have the benefit of everyone's shift. I actually had an experience of this just last night. I'm currently in Seattle for a little bit. So I went to Turn On Seattle, which is kind of it's an offshoot of orgasmic meditation, but it's a clothed practice of going through the steps of how the energy feels through conversation. And it was amazing to see people's, expressions, and then that tuned my energy up. So by being willing to come together in a community, in a group, I was able to tune my own energy, and as they shifted, I shifted.
Beautiful. Yeah, thank you for that sharing of what I'm hearing you say, the real embodied experience of the way we do. It's not just about talking and doing or having something cognitive. It's about the relational space we create, that there's value in the deep resonance of being, that we share and widen and expand our toolkits of amazing humanness, as we're in this body, getting to relate with other beings. And we're deep space. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, we're actually in relationship to everything and everyone, whether we want to acknowledge that or not. And we get to choose how we look at it. We can come together and choose to come up at communion or from separation. But you're going to be in relationship anyway. You don't really get a choice. We're in relationship to the building we're in, or you're outside, or the people we meet. We're in relationship. Yeah. So you get to choose how you actually want that container of the relationship to be.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely. Empowerment of choice, right? We do. We all have free will and choice to meet these experiences and these fellow beings in the way that we choose to make that interaction. Yeah. And so we can carry it in a frustration of, why'd that person cut me off today on in traffic, right? Or we can go, okay, and what am I learning from this experience right now? In what way can I shift my presence that might feel supportive for me right now?
Yes. And having that knowing that every single thing happens for you. Like twice this week, or within the last week, I've set up this Pilates class. So the first time, I ended up late and then was directed somewhere else, and it led me to a better class that had like these spiritual messages, like dig for the supernatural. That was perfect for me. And then I went to go again yesterday, and then how this person was parked next to me, I couldn't get out. So I'm like, okay, this class is just not going to happen. But the night before, I had done this kind of energy piece, and my ex had popped in, like his energy of feeling bereft. And, so I did some healing on that in the bath. And then I was like, okay, where am I actually supposed to be then? And it was like, go to the mall. And I'm like, really? I'm not a mall person, like, at all. But I park and I go into the mall, and there's this shop that I see right when I walk in, and it said Johnny Was. And that's my ex's name. So it was like that healing had gone forward, and the universe wanted to show me. So if you look at every single thing happening for you, instead of going into the reaction of like, oh, I was 10 minutes late, or like you said, someone cut you off in traffic, or you're in community with someone and there's actually maybe friction, ask why that is. Like, what is there for you? Because
Yeah.
everything is happening for you.
So true. Everything is happening for you. Our bodies and the universe are conspiring for our brilliance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, Sophia. I'm really glad that we got to share this conversation and engage in this sharing today. And and I want to share just a moment about this claiming your sacred sexual shamanic self, the 3-month leadership program for sexuality educators and somatic professionals to step into that next layer of feeling clarity and joy in our authentic purpose, to create that culture that we want of deep love and respect for our bodies and each other and the planet. And the program, it runs from February 12th to May 21st next year. And it's available at my website now, leslieblackburn.com. And you click on Claiming Your Sacred Sexual Shamanic Self, the leadership program, and there's details there. And if you're interested in sharing and continuing this conversation with me, those of you watching, that take a look at that. And if it's calling you to fill out, say, yes, I'm interested, fill out the interest chat form where you can share a little bit more about what's going on for you. And we can get together to have a conversation. I'm available, and I would love to connect and speak from our hearts and open to what might be possible as we look to co-create in this culture and connect in community. Oh, I've been so grateful for what that's been meaning for me. And Sophia, so grateful for you for sharing with me today around this.
Thank you for playing with me in this space. I'm always open for any conversation. I never know what's going to happen or what's going to come up. It's like, okay, let's just show up and see what happens.
Yay!
While
Awesome.
I get to pet, I've been petting the whole time, so I'm having my own orgasmic experience on this conversation.
I'm so glad you showed the pillow. Yay! Oh,
Yes.
beautiful. Yay.
Yes.
Awesome. So I look forward to more. We get to do more stuff again soon. So,
Yes.
and sharing more about your online summit. And I'm so excited about being a part of that. So I look forward to doing more with you.
Fantastic. Me too.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so very much. And thank you all for listening in.
Yes.
Namaste.